There's an important lesson to be learned from this game. So take a look at this one. Just a standard, queen pawn, nothing special. Now he plays the fianchetto on the queen side. Like, fine. This is a standard attacking formation. Whoops, he might threaten your G2 pawn. Better defend it. Now this guy, I believe, has got a screw loose. There's literally no chance for that move to amount to a hill of beans. So I just got to play F3 and G3. Fine with me, man. Remember, a weakness is only a weakness if you can attack it. And he cannot attack that position. So, since he moved twice to go back to D8, I played G3 and E4. Let me see. White has played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 effective moves. Black has played 3, and it's his 4th effective move turn. Just letting you know. Oh, look. He's going to try to cheap shot me over there. I mean, this guy's crazy. When the guy's crazy, there's nothing wrong with just saying, look, he's crazy. He's going all out for whatever. Now, so he has a second attacker on E4. I put a third defender, pawn, bishop, and knight. So, logically, you should be able to see what he's going to do based upon his previous moves of attacking E4. What move does he have where he could attack the control of E4? Hopefully, you see bishop to B4. It's logical. But again, I don't think this is going to amount to a hill of beans for him. Because let's see, he's moved his queen twice in the opening. He's moved both bishops before he's moved a knight, which is not generally a good idea. Not terrible. It's not like I'm in position to really rip him to shreds for it. So, it's one of those things. It's a general idea to put the knights out first because they're short range. And to get to the other side of the board, it takes them 2 moves. So, it's not horrible, but it's not generally good advice to move both your bishops first. But, it's not bad in this position. Bishop to B4 was a good move because it's fighting for control of E4. So, that is a very logical move. And so is bishop to B7. So, again, while on the surface they don't appear to be that great, they do have logical purposes. And we have to understand that. So this would be an exception position where this time you could move both your bishops first because they're both doing an important job, even though you normally don't move bishops before knights in the opening. So, I will put a 4th defender, and I dare you to take that knight, sir. Which he does. So, okay, whatever. Now what happens here in this position is you're going to get a pawn structure similar to the pawn structure in the winnower variation of the French defense, which is W-I-N-A, W-I-N-A-W-E-R, winnower. So, which is cool if you know that opening, because you'll have preparation and you'll understand some of the themes that happen in that opening. I have better development slightly, not spectacular, but it's slightly better than Black's development. The compulsion is strong to play E5. But that's not really a good move here. because he goes knight to d5, and then now you gotta reconfigure your pieces to defend the c3 pawn. So because knight e2 is not available at this moment, so since you can't do that, and don't play e5. So continue development. That is a bizarre looking development for the knight, but hey, you take what you can get. It's not bad. You know, we can go knight to f2 or knight to f4 depending on the situation. Key thing is we're going to castle kingside because that queenside is, you know, shredded. So when in doubt, play for safety. He took it. I couldn't believe he took it. This guy has got some insane attacking ideas, apparently. I say that now after seeing what he's done. I'm not 100% sure when I was playing these moves that he was insane. That insanity comes later. Right now, he's just like super aggressive, trying to create attacking prospects for some mysterious reason. And then he plays h6. I'm like, really, dude? Don't you think f5 would have been better to leave there? I don't know. Sometimes these guys are mysteries. Well, h6 is not helping. It's not helping his case. I mean, now the once again, the compulsion to play e5 is very strong because e5, knight d5, bishop to g6 check, and you're not castling ever today. So, still have to play probably bishop to d2 to defend the c3 pawn. But it's tempting to check him. You know, to play e5 and check him, and then defend the bishop. I mean, defend the c pawn. Let's look at this actually. This is what he would do. I mean, this is fairly basic stuff. Now, man, this is starting to look pretty evil. When you look at, if we cast over, threatening to check him and move him into a windmill type discovery. Doesn't really do a lot yet, but he couldn't take that pawn. Castle takes the pawn, check. He goes there. Oh man. I'm just thinking simple queen f2 and he is toast Ola. This is what I see. In my mind, that's untouchable because this is just pure devastation. Technically, maybe qf1 is better, so they can't play knight to d1. Minuscule of a threat as that is. He's threatening, I'm threatening right now to play rook to f8, which is checkmate. I'm sorry, it will be checkmated too. So I'm threatening rook f8, king e7, queen to f7, checkmate. So he could move his queen. Well, that's really not a good idea, is it? I mean, if queen e7 is your only defensive move, pretty sure taking the pawn was terrible. So taking the pawn was terrible, as I said it would be. And this is just from experience speaking. I didn't calculate those moves. This is what I refer to as my Spidey Senses. You need to have a sense of danger. And to me, the sense of danger for black was that he couldn't take the c3 pawn after castling because the whirlwind is just devastating, and it's true. So this is the thing. It helps you to develop the senses of danger for both sides of the board. so that when you make a threat, you need to be able to properly evaluate your threat as being legitimately not survivable if it's carried out. And there's going to be exceptions where you make mistakes. Everyone does it, including grandmasters. That's not the point. The point is you want to make the sense of danger as strong as possible for both sides, so you can see it as an attacker and as a defender. So realistically, I probably should have played e5. I didn't analyze it as a game in 3 minutes, so I didn't analyze e5 as being as the monster that it is. e5 is just devastation, because that bishop check is just a killer. And so castling, probably his smartest move would be rook to f8. So, I mean, that's a really good move. Probably what he runs into, though, is bishop checks. You know, d6 is forced. Everything else is actually worse. The point of the bishop check is to connect the rooks, because there's another move that white, I was looking at for white, that's really pretty strong, and that's queen to e4. Because I'm threatening queen to h4. So he's got pieces tied up left and right. And after that, queen to e4, the whole thing about this, it's pretty vicious. You know, he's looking, what's looking to happen is that, let's see, I don't know, maybe this does something. This is what is looking to be nasty. Is knight to f4 threatening e6. So actually, now that I think about it, that's not the way to play it. The way to play this is probably c4. He's got a jumbled mess of pieces. And at the moment's notice, this dam is about to burst with f4, I mean knight to f4, followed by e takes d6 and queen takes e6 check. So he is in bad shapes here. But this was my mistake for not pursuing this, because this is just an evil looking attack. Oh heck, that actually, I have a winning move. I wasn't even looking at it. You can't go there. I just take it because I got your bishop with the queen. So yes, he is in super bad shapes. His best move may be b5 just to stop me from kicking his knight. Man, this is hideous. This is just not what you want to be doing. I could play rook takes, rook to f1, queen goes back to there maybe, and then, or queen to g8, and then rook to f7. These moves are just vicious. He's okay, he's surviving this because he could just retreat back to d8, I guess. He's hanging in there. This position is just looking super nasty. This is not what he signed up for. In a game. Because your life is hanging by a thread. Apparently, this might be the right move. Jeez, dude, this is nasty stuff. This just looks like it's nastily winning. But Yeah, this is nasty winning right here. What is he going to do? Play queen to e8? I don't think so, Tim. Queen to e8 is going to run into rook c7. Or heck, actually, d takes c7. Forking. This is nasty. Okay, but this is all what I should have done and did not do. But what I did was still good. That e5 move was a killer move, and just I didn't look at it long enough. It's a game in 3 minutes. You know, the things happen fast. You have to make decisions and live with them and don't worry about it, which is what I did. Because you can look back at it here and go, wow, dude, look what I didn't do. So that's all good. I just played the straight out bishop to a3. You know, an inconvenient type move. Makes him play d6, which we expected. Okay, it's fine. You know, I'm in super solid mode with a space advantage, 2 bishops in a position that's favoring the bishops. You can't complain. It's white. You know, this is a good position right out of the opening. What I had, as you saw, was way better. But that was my laziness that got the best of me. Instead of calculating for 10 or 20 seconds and relying upon my Spidey senses, I didn't do that, and I just went the safe route, which is fine. I got a safe position. So I got exactly what I was looking for. So, you know, recognize that you can make improvements. That's fine. But you got to live with what you did. No problems. Queen to d7. I'm like, this guy should have castled. No question about it. You can't go crazy and attack people with your king in the center. You're just asking for a beating. If we learn nothing else from this game, you should learn that you should never go on these crazy king attacks with your king in the center on an open board with a lot of pieces out. I'm just to say that's something to think about. Put that in your brain file and save it for later. It will help you. Knight to f4, no problems. If this guy tries something crazy like g5, you know, whatever, dude. Good luck with that, chump. Then he's going to get knight g6 and then e5. And it's going to be bad. He tried something that is, you know, like I said, this guy's insane. In his entire sequence of moves that he's been making have not been the stuff that you normally see. So this guy is doing this. This is what he does. I guess he's an agent of chaos, and he plays these crazy moves. So this guy will definitely keep you on your toes if you play him. So he's one of those guys that wherever his local chess club is, he's useful in the way that when you play this guy, he's going to play some crazy stuff, and it makes you think outside of the box. And it will test your ability. So he'll be a tremendous asset for players, younger players coming up and building their strength, because this guy's always ready for a fight. You know, he's razor sharp and trying to imbalance the position. So, going through all this stuff that you've seen, I want you to take a couple minutes or whatever, look at this position and tell me what you think you would do. So you can pause the video. And we're back. So, did you see what I see? Because I saw it and it was a killer. This is the move. It's over. This is why my Spidey senses know not to attack the enemy with a all-out assault with my king in the center. The only thing you could really say about that move for him is whoops. So go through this one, look it over again, especially that, E5 push and the attack and what have you, because there's a lot of good lessons or things to see that will help you out in the future. Hope you enjoyed it. You guys know what to do. Talk to you later.